Welcome to another example of the two tall Toby practice models built in IronCAD. This is dated 3/8/2024. And what we're going to do here is basically this is multiple cylinders, basically our base top cylinder, a cylinder for this long piece. Then we'll do some cutouts here and then a couple torus shapes and a chamfer to build this. So this is just one way to build it. Of course, you could use sketches to do this as well, just kind of showing you how you can build this a little bit different in IronCAD's use model using our catalog drag and drop capability. So let me go ahead and move this off to another screen. I'll use that as reference for my sizes. We're working in a millimeter and we're looking for grams for the end of the day. So we're going to go ahead and start with a cylinder. We're going to drag and drop that out. And we can also just, orient it however we like. But anyways, I got the cylinder here. We can select down. We know the diameter of that is 51 for that top diameter. And we know the height of that is 12. Okay, so now that basically is our starting point for our shape. A lot of people could build this, drawing this in Sketch and spin it around. That's one way to approach it. I'm just showing an alternative way of building this. In our case, we'll start with the second cylinder. Again, you can drop on the top and have your reference is always from the top in this case in this model, or you can just subtract the 12 every time. So we'll just do it from the bottom just to show what I mean. We know the diameter of this is 28. And we know the length of that, the total length is 175 minus the 12 for our thickness. So that gives us the overall height of our shape. Next, I'm going to build these cutouts, and the way to do that in IronCAD, again, you can use sketches, but I'm just showing another way to do this. We're just going to do a cut extrude. I'm going to drop it right here on the center, and what I can do is pull these handles to align onto the center points here. So I can just align that to the center there, and I can pull another one up here to align to that center point there as well. So basically I've got these where they need to be. I can now just offset them. So I know that this needs to be 2.5 because when I'm going to basically pattern this around in a radial pattern, so it'll be a total of 5 on the thickness of that. So I'm just going to take that value minus 2.5. I'll do the same for this one, minus 2.5, just to offset those. And since I dropped it on the center, when I use my tribal to pattern, it's sitting in the center already. So I can just turn the tribal on, lock an axis, right click and drag and make a link of this at 90 degrees. And we want to do 3 of those to build our shape. So that gives us our value there. And if we want to see that distance, what I meant by the calculation, if you select these two faces, you can see the distance down here is 5 millimeters, and that's what we want. So next we can just basically take any one of these shapes, pull the handles up to the top, and then we can do the offset value here, which again in this case is 120 from the very top of this. So we got to take 120 minus 12 to get that in the right location. So that gives us the basis for our model here. Next, again, you could have done this with a sketch, but we're just doing a chamfer on this model at the bottom. We know that needs to be a distance angle. In our case, it's 14 millimeters in, since it's 28 diameter, so it's 14 in, and then just a 30-degree angle to give us a total of 120 for that shape. So we can just select that edge and create that. So that kind of easily gives us our shape there. Next are these two spin shapes here for the basically a torus shape. Again, if you built this all in one spin, you can do it that way. In our case, we have a lot of shapes in our catalogs. If you scroll down, you have some called toruses here. So we have a solid and a cut torus, which we can drag and drop on the center point here. We'll just rotate this around 90 degrees in our case, and it's in the center of this part at the moment. So I'll show you a couple things here. So what we've got, this place, the shape rotated. We'll go ahead and set the values here. We know that this is going to be 8 millimeters for the overall diameter for that. And then we also know the radius of this, or the outside diameter, is not just the 28, it's actually 28. It's to the half of those circles because our handles go to the outside of this torus. So we just need to add 8 millimeters on this to get it in the right location. And now we can position this. So we know it's currently sitting at the bottom edge of our part here. So you can see if I move it up here, it's currently in the center of this. I can move it down if I like it to make it easier. For example, I hit the space bar if I want to move it down 4 millimeters. Now it's at the bottom. I can now just snap this down, and we know it has an offset distance of 6. So I can just move that up 6. And we're going to make a linked copy of this, which is going to have a 7 millimeter difference from this. So all we need to do is right click and drag this up. We need to say link here, and we're going to say, well, we have an 8 millimeter thickness plus 7 to get that in the right location. So that's how we can build that shape using IronCAD's handles inside of here. And you can do some measurements if you want on this. So you can use our section tool, for example. If you select this guy, you can go to our tools, you can do a section part and automatically place it in the center, which flip it over so you can see that. We've got that there. If you want to do a precise measurement, you can change it to precise mode by right-clicking on it. And now you can select these edges. So for example, we know that's supposed to be 7 millimeters, this is supposed to be 6 millimeters, and this will be a total of 60, or you can use, if you go to our home or annotations, you do an angular dimension if you'd like to see this here. You can select those to see that that's 120 as well. So that's just an easy way to do some measurements inside of there, and you can suppress that or keep it in there for later if you like. So when you select on this guy, go to their properties, they give you a density of 2700 inside of there, and that should give you a mass of 212. So that's a simple way to build this in IronCAD using some drag and drop capabilities instead of using a sketch. Again, a lot of people would create a sketch, spin that shape to give you, the top, the outer, and this, and then they had to do another cut, extrude to give you that. So just multiple ways of building this, just showing you another way to think of 3D to build it. Hopefully you enjoyed.